Brendan McCollum, England's new Red Bull coach, is alongside me here at the home of cricket. Welcome, Brendan. First of all, a lot of people would have looked at this job and thought it's a poison chalice. What made you want it? What made you take it?
Yeah, well, firstly, it's nice to be here. Obviously, it's a long way from South Dunedin to Lords, but it's nice to be here, and I'm excited about the opportunity. I think you look at the English side, or we look at the players which are around English cricket, and there's so much talent there. I think there's some guys who are probably been slightly disengaged. There's some guys who are yet to be discovered as well, but you're certainly not short on talent. And when you add some world-class players who have had incredible careers, it's sort of become quite an appealing target.
When your name entered the frame, a lot of people thought you'd be an ideal candidate for the white ball because of your coaching experience, but why do you want the red ball job?
Look, I think if you look at my career as well, I was able to play a fair amount of red ball cricket, and to me, whilst I've been lucky enough to earn a good living out of the white ball game around the globe and franchise cricket and etc., I think for me red ball cricket's always been the pinnacle of the sport. And if you look at where the game probably sits currently, it's probably on a slightly downward trend. And to me, the nation that can really change that is England, because of the tradition of obviously Test cricket here in England, and also I guess the fan following and the support that it gets in this country. So, for us to be competitive in Test cricket, I think we'll go a long way to being able to try and hopefully just shift things a little bit in terms of the perception of red ball cricket moving forward.
All of your coaching experience to date is franchise cricket. Is that an issue?
Well, there's not much of that either, to be fair. So it's no, I don't think it's really that much of an issue. I guess we'll find out in time. I'm confident in the skills that I've got, and confident in the group that we have to start things off as well. And obviously it'll take me a little while to become completely adjusted to some of the methods and the ways over here, and it might take some time for guys to adjust to me as well. But I'm looking forward to it, and to me it's a big risk taken by everyone. But you don't get anywhere unless you're prepared to take a couple of risks in life.
What will be your methods, your ways? Ben Stokes there as the captain, will you be more of a manager than a coach? How do you see it balancing out?
Yeah, I certainly don't coach technically. That's I understand the technique obviously, but for me it's more around tactics and man management, and trying to provide a right environment for the team to be able to go out there and try and be the best versions of themselves. So I think with Stokes as captain, we've got a very strong leader, a real sort of follow me type of captain, and then my job will be to ensure that we're consistent with a lot of our messaging. We're able to look after the guys inside the environment as well, and try and allow them to really grow at a speed which they might not have got to previously. So it's a big challenge.
Some people felt Ben Stokes was a bit of a risk as a captaincy appointment. He was the only obvious option. Do you feel he's the right man?
Yeah, I absolutely think he's the right man. I think I've loved watching Stokesy play cricket over the years, playing against him obviously, and also watching from afar. I think he's one of those real characters of the game who the harder it is, the more they step up. And some people are born with those qualities, and I think he's certainly one of those guys. So I'm looking forward to working with him, and obviously there's going to be some robust conversations at times, and I'll probably have to be a little bit more plugging of some gaps at times as well, rather than I guess in some previous roles that I've had in leadership or captaincy, where I've probably been a little bit more like Stokesy at times.
With you two at the helm, will we see a more aggressive, more attacking form of Test cricket from this side, do you think?
I think we'll see more positive, yeah. I mean, I guess the thing is that you've got a natural kind of speed that you travel at when you've got Stokesy as captain. I guess with me as coach, I'll be trying to just ensure that the guys are trying to play their best games. Don't want them to play like myself. I want them to try and be the best versions of themselves. And I think we'll play a watchable form of the type of game, and hopefully we're able to get some early success, and we'll be able to pick up speed with that.
What's your goal for this team? Can it return to the best Test team in the world?
Yeah, it's going to take time. To me, I think it's just trying to get some of these guys who've got an immense amount of talent playing to their potential, and trying to play for one another, and try and be a good representation of England as well, and hopefully we're able to achieve some good stuff along the way. I think in time, certainly get to number one. Challenge for the Ashes would be a nice thing. Try and be up there when you're talking the best Test teams in the world, but we've still got a long way to go before that.
How long do you think that will take?
Good question, not sure. We'll start with the first Test match and we'll see where we get to.
Because do you see parallels with the team you captained in New Zealand in 2013 and this England team now?
Yeah, obviously on a bigger scale, but yeah, I think obviously the last year or year and a half, and has been trying for this side and the people involved in it as well. So I guess instantly you're trying to free them up a little bit. It's nice when you take over a job where things haven't necessarily been going so well, because people come in with a fresh kind of approach and give you a chance and understand your methods a little bit more, I guess, simpler than they would have been previously. So there's some parallels, albeit on a much larger scale.
You'll bring a fresh impetus, but to what extent do you think the backroom staff will need freshening up as well?
Yeah, I'll say again, respectfully get in there and sort of get to know some of these guys and work out where they'll sit and what needs done, and if we need to make some changes at some stage, then you do what's right for English cricket, and that's ultimately the objective with every decision that you make.
You've got less than a week to prepare the team for this first test. How does that feel? What can you do with such little time?
Not a great deal. I'm not sure too many throwdowns are really going to matter. I think for us it'll just be about trying to get the team together as quickly as possible on the 29th, get some conversations going, make sure that the messaging is very consistent from myself and Stokesy, and try and just make sure that you've got a lot of guys out there understanding how we want to play the game.
And you're taking on New Zealand. How does that feel as a proud Kiwi?
Yeah, it's obviously going to be a little bit unique. Got a lot of friends in that dressing room and guys who I've had a lot of great experiences with, not just on the field but also as a bit of a mentor to some of them as well. So that's going to be difficult, no doubt, but I've got a job to do and I'm looking forward to getting stuck into it.
It'll help, won't it? You must know their weaknesses as well as their strengths, no?
I'll soon find out, I guess. Look, they're a very good cricket team. They're very well led with Kane Williamson. They've got some of New Zealand's best ever players in their side as well. They're not going to be easy, but I look forward to the contest.
No reservations about masterminding their downfall then?
I got a job to do, you know. We'll see how we go. If we play well, then we'll give ourselves every chance.
And just in terms of that first test lineup, England have had issues at the top of the order. Will Alex Lees and Zach Crawley get this series to prove themselves as England's openers?
Well, that's certainly the idea at the moment, and my philosophy around selections is to be very loyal normally, and to normally give guys one more game than they probably anticipate themselves. You do that, you not only find out and get guys content if they do find themselves on the outside of the team, but you build a sense of loyalty for the guys who then get next opportunity. So yeah, that's certainly something I'll be looking to try and do.
And at 3, Ollie Pope comes in and he's not played there. Is that a concern?
Yeah, we'll find out, I guess. Again, he's a very, very good cricketer, a guy who's probably a little bit untapped in terms of his potential at this level. He's got the skills to do so. All the reports that have come through from the big players over here in England is that this guy's got something really special. So give him the opportunity at 3. If he can nail it, then it makes your side look very, very strong through that middle order.
And Johnny Bairstow, will he bat 5?
At this stage, that's what we're looking at. Again, he's been successful in the last 12 months or so. He's scored some runs. He's obviously come off an IPL, so it's going to be a change of pace for him. But again, one of those cricketers who's got an immense amount of ability, and if he can lock away a position in the middle order, then surrounding Stokes and Root, you've got a pretty good lineup. With
all the injuries to the bowlers, could James Anderson and Stuart Broad have to play all 3 tests in this series? And would you be happy if they did?
Yeah, absolutely. It's, they've done it how many times now between them? Over probably 300 or 280 test matches or something. They know their way around the park, and they know their way how to get themselves ready for test cricket too. So let's start with the first test and we'll see how we get going.
And finally, Sky Sports are going to dedicate this test to the late Shane Warne, the late great Shane Warne. I just wonder if we get your feelings on that and your memories of Shane.
Yeah, obviously Warnie, I was good mates with Warnie as well, like most people in the cricketing world, and well, not just cricketing world. You watch his funeral and all the outpourings of sentiment that followed his passing. Obviously, he was an absolute rock star, a superstar all around the world, and he's going to be missed a lot. So, yeah, it's going to be pretty emotional for that time.
Brendan, thank you very much for your time. You don't have much time until the start of that first test, as I say, next week. It starts here on Thursday against New Zealand.